Well, hello everyone. It's Michelle from Michelle's Ink It Stamp It, and I originally had tag stuff out here, and then I started pulling out some lace, and I thought, oh man, I should just make a snippet. So I think that's what I'm going to do today for today's video, and hopefully you'll like that or enjoy it or get something out of it or whatever. Okay, so these are some of the things I have. I don't know if I'll be able to complete the whole snippet today, or if I will, need to do it in a multi-day one. But I have laces that I got from, I think these are the ones that my friend Joni gave me. They're all vintage, if not antique, and most of them were probably her grandmother's. Stuff was cut off of the bottom of a shirt or a dress or something. So anyway, that's what I'm using here. Those are the lace parts. Then this I found in my little bowl here, so it's all tied together. So I'm guessing that I had put it together. I don't know why I put it together, but it has the strip on here, so I think maybe that was going to become a snippet roll. So we'll take that part apart and see. Sorry, I cut my hand last night. Thank you all for joining me today, and hopefully you'll get something out of this. So this was from, I went to an estate sale, Shelley Werner's, and I got this huge tablecloth. So I got all four corners that I'm going to use as book covers or journal covers. And then I cut out some little center sections. So it has embroidery, it has cross stitch, and then little pieces of fabric on it that are designed. So somebody hand did all this. So we're going to use that. I think I showed you this in one of my other videos from one of my hauls. So this has some material in it. I put this back under there. And then this was a big batch of lace. I think I got this from Patty Lang, Sacred Mementos. And then I have a whole bowl of miscellaneous stuff. So we're going to see what we can use out of here. I'll be pulling it all apart. I think I've used some of this in my journals. You've seen it. When I get pieces of fabric, I usually just rip them into, little strips, and then I can cut pieces off of them. So this, oh, well, look at there. I have that. This was a Craftopia something or other, probably. I don't know what it was for, but anyway, I use it like a scraper, but not a scraper, a pusher downer. And just tons of stuff in here. I'm not going to take it all out. This is my bowl that my sister-in-law, Deb, made me. She does a fabric covered cord and then stitches it all together. And I love them. I wish I had room for tons of them because I would have tons of them. So I'm going to put that there in the corner so I can get to it. And then I have a whole bag that I ripped up into 3-inch strips. I think I got these, mattress ticking. I got this at one of my thrifty finds at a hospice store here in Clear Lake. Yeah, I think I got this one at the Clear Lake store. There's one in Lakeport too. So I have this to cut up if I need. And then I think I showed you this when I went to Creative Upcycle, I think was the name of it, in Pleasant Hill. And they had a basket that had scraps. I know that was in there, but I don't know why it's in there. So I'm like, what is that doing in there? Okay, so these were strips. They had a basket out in front of the store, and it said free, so anything you got out of there was free. So this had a long piece, and I think I will start with this. And I like I'm not sure how far I'm going to go with it, what I'm going to do with it at this point. Usually I would rip this down because I know this is not the same width as this. And it is easier to make them. Let's see, maybe I should. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how that's going to tear. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now. And then I have this little piece that I'll work on at the same time. I am going to use my Beacon 3-in-1. So, and I have my fabric scissors right here. Put them off to the side here. And clear this off. I've been doing really good about keeping my desk clear, so I'm very happy about that. And like I said, I just had everything out here. I had some scrapbook papers. I think I'll do those next Monday. Making some tags to go in the pockets that I made last week. But this just seemed like more fun right now. Pull some of these strings off so I'm not gluing them to the next project down. All right. I've got that all folded up. I'm going to put my scissors on top. So let's just get started because I have, like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this big piece here. Do I want to do that? Yeah, because I could just cut it down. This probably came off the bottom of some curtains, looks like. So let's take 3 of these. Because you're just going to keep layering, so it's not going to matter. You can see where the sewing part right here came off the bottom of a pair of curtains. So let's go ahead and let's see. I want that bottom part, so I think I'll just cut this. And I don't mind if this sticks down a bit. And we're just gonna, like I said, keep layering. So there's no rhyme or reason. You don't have to do the bottom part first. You can work in one area, which is what I think I'm gonna do. And most people tear these. I never have any good luck at all tearing them. So I'm just going to cut through. Okay, so now I have this little piece, which is great as a topper in your for your tags. You know, makes it pretty cool because it's something different than what you normally see. Cut that up afterwards. So I am just going to, a lot of people will stitch theirs down, and you can do that. My sewing machine is on the other table there, so I'm just going to use the glue. Some people like these to be so that if you sew it down to just clip the things, and then you can take all the little pieces off and use them in your journals, which, you know, that's perfectly fine to do too. So, but for right now, let's do this. I think I'm just going to go down the center because I don't know if I want to, and I'm just going to tap this on down. No big rhyme or reason what I'm doing. Okay, but I don't want to stick the whole thing down. I do know that much. Let's see, I have a silicone spatula over here that I'm just gonna paintbrush. Okay, so I'm gonna stick that down. So I know that'll be stuck down on the top and nothing. And then anything that's on there will just come right off. I can peel it off. Okay, so next up, let's add a piece of this. And you don't have to do the same colors. You know, you can do different colors. Just stick that on the top there to go over. We'll add in some buttons as well. There's all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to stick the whole thing down because I don't know if I want to put stuff over, under, you know, whatever. I love that Beacon 3-in-1. It works well on paper, glass. There we go. Okay, so I've got this over here. I think I'm just going to layer up first and in this part that I've just gotten done. You don't have to put them on upside down. You don't have to put them on right side up. I mean, obviously you don't want to put it on upside down. You don't have to put it going along. You can go straight across. You can do whatever floats your boat. And if you want to add material, you can. I know I just had a little piece of this. I saw it right here. So you don't have to just add lace. You can add material, your scraps, whatever. Just put that there. Like I said, this is going to hold no matter what you do, right? But I'm just putting a little bit of glue on there. Thing you do have to do is make sure that your glue is flowing. Okay, so hold off on that for a minute. Let's see, I think I'm going to get a piece of this. I do like using lace. I like using, there's no right or wrong size. There's no, and a lot of people will trim these off, but I like the, let's see, and you know, I probably shouldn't have put that. Okay, there, I've got enough that I can lift up. So I'm going to put that there. And this is like everything else. I think on my Instagram page, I'm doing, in one of my sketchbooks, I just started, you know, everybody goes, trust the process, trust the process. Well, I'm making something and I absolutely don't like it. But I'm going to keep going because I keep telling people, so just keep doing it till you like it, right? Okay. I don't want to put that over there because I'll probably try to put something underneath it. But I love the, and you're going to get, if you're using the glues, you're going to get lots of, oh, I've got this over here too. Let's try some of this. This is some, I don't know where I got this from. I think I got this from Patty Lang in one of my things that I bought from her. I know I'll go quiet at some point because, so see, I've got this here so I can put this underneath that if I want. And then I would wait to do buttons and that kind of stuff and little, I'll stitch in some charms to it and little different things. And I don't mind these threads and stuff that are hanging off because that gives it some character too. So I've got that. I used a piece of that, so let's put that over here. Let's do this one. Oh, here's another thing that must have come off of a dress or a shirt or something. Looks like, I don't know if you can see it, little spider webs on there. There we go. I probably should have looked for the seam part. Oh, that's got a big hole in it too, so I'm just gonna do that there. I can actually just cut that part off, and then I've got two parts to it. Sorry, I hope I noticed in my last video I was off frame. I moved my camera and I was in a different spot. So when you go to a different spot, you're not used to where your area is. Okay, so I have these three pieces. So this might look good on top of this or over, so I can do that. And I'll just kind of glue it a little bit right there. So I can go over or under that too. So press down with this. And, you know, like I said, no rhyme or reason. I can actually even use this piece on there because it's not going to know that I had it on there before. So we'll put that there. And I think I'll just glue a dot in the middle here. Oh, so what I, excuse me, what I was saying about the trust the process, this is the same thing. So anytime you want to do things, you have to, you know, start somewhere, right? And sometimes you don't always like it, and that's okay. I'll put this, I'll put a little piece of this on there. And I do like the torn edge, so let's kind of lay out a couple things maybe. This was a scarf, and it was very cool. It had lots of different designs on it. In fact, I had my, we have in our cabin, we have an old sink. The cabin was built back in the 40s, and all the stuff that was put into the cabin came out of, see, I'm going to tear this off on the side too, because I don't like that edge being that pristine. Okay, well, maybe I could just pull some threads. And if it's rough, it's okay. I'm going to cut it off underneath this so you get that little flower there with the danglies. And then, like I said, I'll just pull some of the threads if I want. It can hang off. You don't have to put everything at the same level, and I've got a bunch of stuff over that way. So I'm going to save that for over here, I think. I've got some threads hanging into this. So I think I'll start that one this way. Did y'all have fun watching the Super Bowl, or did you watch the Super Bowl? Did you watch the Bad Bunny concert? Did you change it to a different channel? Did you watch the Puppy Bowl? They had a lot of things to be able to watch. Let's see, I think I'll put that up there and hang that off a little bit. Well, maybe I'll wait. That's a little dark for what I'm looking for in there. Let's put that one there. So, and like I said, there's no right or wrong way. You put what you like on it. You can do it you can do the whole bottom piece if you want, but you don't have to. You can do layers. You can do, did I put some of this yet? I did not. So let me cut one. See if it has sometimes they have a seam and sometimes they don't. So it must have been crocheted or tatted right onto the dress or skirt or shirt or whatever. See, I've got a hole right there. So let's start there. There we go. know people probably cringe watching some of this, but you know, it's never going to get used if you don't use it. So I don't think it matters how you use it, just use it. So that is, it's hard to tell sometimes whether it's upside down or right side up. I think that's the right side to this. Let's see, I had that over here. It's hard to not tack it down because sometimes you'll forget and then you'll have to go back over and let's see, I think I'm just, whoa, that came out. Okay. And I had this piece. So I think I'll run that piece down the rest of this. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. Just your way. Oh, this is another one. Yeah, I think that I have got a bunch of these from Patty Lang, so I just love them. Her auction, she has great auctions or sales or whatever you call them. I love her stuff. You know, if you don't find it in a thrift store, oh, there is the, okay, well, let's just do that. Let's cut it there. So I'll cut this off, or I'll cut it on the side of it, I guess. Well, it doesn't matter if I cut that off because I can use it. You can, I almost just stuck it in my coffee cup. So you can do this in, I think I'll just leave that edge on there on this one. So let's do that. Just going to put it all along the top to about there. Okay, so I want to tuck this up underneath, so because that has a nice edge to it. Okay. Like if you watch 10 people do a snippet, they'll do it 10 different ways. So don't think you have to do it any one certain way because you don't. It's just like junk journaling. There are no rules. Well, if you talk to a true junk journaler that uses only junk, then yes, there are rules. But in my book, there are no rules. If you like it, you want to use it, you go for it. And don't let anybody tell you any different. Okay, so I think I'm going to put, oh, that's the one I used on the bottom. Okay, I've used that. Oh, let's get some out of the bag here. This is a sheet that a friend gave me, and I got this at Shelley Warner's at her estate sale. It was a tablecloth. I have got glue everywhere. It was a tablecloth, so it has all this stuff, but it's machine stitched. It's new. And it was like this color here. And so I wrapped it in my, let's see, I think I might want to put some underneath this because I really don't want that much color to show. So let me rip this here. And let's rip it, I think, right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that up under here. Well, the nice part about this material underneath it, the material really sticks to it. So this has a salvage edge on it, so that's not going to go anywhere. So I am going to see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. So you don't see the... Okay, so let's glue that down. Not everything has to go on top. And sometimes I'll do things in different orders so that you have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I'm just going to go, you know, strip straight across here. Okay. I'm probably going to look over there and I'll have fabric stuck to that thing pretty soon. But I like that better than having the harshness of that, the rusty bits showing through. So I like that. Okay. So I have that pink right above it, but let's see, what else did I had this. So let's put that on top. I think you can see that there. Try not to get so much glue on my mat or my... I'll go up underneath that a little bit. There we go. I'm going to have to get a paper towel here because I'm getting glue everywhere in this, and I just need to kind of keep this wiped off so it's not so bad. Put that over there. Hopefully I don't stick anything to it. Okay. Oh yeah, some of the rust came off on that. So, stuck to it. Okay, that's all right. Okay. So I've got this piece of material here, and that's different. Let's get an edge going here. And there, it doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason to it, because you're just going to keep going back and forth until you like it. So you'll be covering it up with different things. You'll be, this I won't put too much down on because that'll go right through that. Some of this gold thread. Where did I? There it is. Okay, I have some of this. Oops. I've got glue strings and glue threads all over. Okay. So I've got this. Okay. Oh, it's really hard to, this string doesn't make it any easier either. So I need to pull that way, and then I need to pull this, hold the top part. Nope, hold the bottom part and do that till I get it to where I like it. Okay. And then, but these are the different kinds of things that you can do to it. You can put earrings. When I go to those estate sales, I like to get costume jewelry. Let's see, I think I want to put this right there. Have to hold that for a second, and I think I'll cut these off just a little bit here. I think with the glue I can hold it to where I want it to stay at, more or less there. So you could do things like that. Let's see, I have this thing of buttons that I got at the estate sale too. So you can have different colored buttons. Oh, that's pretty with all the different colors in it. That'll look pretty on that. You could do some sewing on that, you know, put some thread through it if you want. You have all kinds of different buttons in here, so all different colors. That was a fun find, because you actually can buy these, I think, at Walmart. And this one obviously has the Walmart ones in it too, but it also has a whole selection of other kinds of buttons, so that was fun. All right, so getting sidetracked. Let's keep going. Oh, I love this material here too, so let's do some of that. I got some red ribbon there. We can do the same thing with that. Here's a piece, so when you get it, you can just, you know, put a piece like that. Got this green. This I like here too because it's pretty subtle, and a lot of times you can get spots that don't have anything on it. I just let it go. So it has all different kinds of script and math equations on it, and it's kind of fun. Not sure if that was a Tim Holtz material. Oh no, I was at In Stitches, and this was one of the things in their little sample basket that they had at the fabric store there. Kind of clean some of those up. And you don't have to put them straight across. They can go at an angle. Doesn't matter. Glue that one little piece of lace that I had down there. Sometimes just wiping it on there because I really don't, like I said, I don't want anything really stuck down. So that way, if a person wanted to pull it off, they could pull it off. If they, oh, I forget what I was going to say. Let's put this on there since I had that hanging down. So now you can hang that over the top if you want. You know, there is... makes it fun to just keep going. Like I said, people say it all the time in their videos, trust the process. And you just keep going till you like it. Okay, so I got that there. I want to use this. So I want to trim this as close as I can to that, to the cross stitch, sorry. Pulling it in so I can see it. Doesn't do you much good. Okay, let's rip this one off here. Keep going at it till we get it. So see how you can kind of layer that up over the top? And does it stick out? Yeah. Does it matter? No, absolutely not. It doesn't. Okay. So I think I'm just going to tack that right there. And that's the only place I'm going to glue that. And really all you want to do is so that when you roll it up, it doesn't fall off. I did get that one. Yeah, I did. And again, you could put things under, you could put things over. I know we have this piece that we put on here, but this piece is a little bit different. So I can put it either under or I can put it over. Must have a little tear in my nail. Did I have that on something? Okay, I just put that right there. I don't know where I had it before. Okay, I'll do that there. The coloring isn't the same. I don't want too much of the, you know, it's an ivory color, but it's very vintage, so it has its own coloration going on, which is very cool. I just don't want it falling off, and you'll know when you pick stuff up. So that'll raise up. Okay, let's put that one on there. You can do it over, you can do it under. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. I am gonna have a mess to clean up. I can see it now. But that's what makes it fun, right? Okay, so I think I'll just pull this up underneath here. So that all goes over the top of it. And these really are fun to make, and they're pretty quick, really. If you don't give it too much thought, when you get yourself bogged down and make things. Oh, I have these. So these are from my molds that I have. So let's see. I have a dark piece there. And I make them with toilet paper and glue. And so I put that down on here. I'll link that in the description below that video on how I do that. Let's see. I kind of like that right there. Dewey. No, we'll give it a try. All I do is pull it off, right? I'll just do that off center. So I put it right here over the dark part because it showed up a little bit more. Okay. You know, as I come across stuff that I'm pulling out of here. See, I used some of that. I used that. We can go back over that too. You don't have to find things that. Oh, I have this little piece in here too. Somewhere I have a wedding dress too that I cut up. Must have been one from when I bought it. Must have bought 2 yards of it. Oh, I better put that pin back in before I'll find it the hard way. That's for sure. Looking at what else I have in here. Okay, so I have a piece of sari silk. Just put that right over the top there, and that covers up that. Do I want to cut it off? This I won't put too much on either because it sorry silk, sometimes I can rip it. Yeah, I could. Sometimes I can't. And again, I don't mind that sticking off. Let's get the paper towel again. Too much glue going on there, and I pull this off the cap. Should have done that with the paper towel too, because I'm going to be wearing that one. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. I didn't pull too much thread off of that, so let's put that under there and that over the top. There. Do that. Okay, we'll put that down to the end. And then we'll work on that. Hope you've got good weather where you're at. We're a little bit overcast, but it seems to be burning off, so that's good. If you had kids, did they have school the day after the Super Bowl? Some kids in our area did, and some schools didn't. So that was interesting. Okay, we got that. Let's put this over the top. Any of these ribbons you can dye. You can dye them any color you want. I use the Tim Holtz Distress Ink sprays sometimes on them. And then put them in a baggie, you know, put the spray in the baggie, and then put the ribbon in there. And that way you have whatever you need to match your projects. Let's put that right underneath there. Okay. Got that. Let's cut this off on the edge there. I have this one. This, I think, was cut off of a tablecloth. as well, because I think it went completely around. Because it's doubled up and then over, so. Put that pin back in there. I think I'm just going to fold this underneath so I can catch it in both spots. That will be better, I think. I want to get busy and make some more needle books for my boutique because those sold really well. I think I made 10 of them. Let's see, I think I'm going to put that underneath here. And I sold them all. Okay, is that the right side or is this the right side? I think this is the right side. Okay. I don't really do a straight line on them. I just kind of tap it down, although that one got more than probably any of the other ones did. And I don't mind hanging that off the edge so you can see it. And then this is going to go down over the top of that. What else did I have in here? Okay, well, I've got this. So you could put things like that on them. You just run a little stitch through there. I don't think I have a needle and thread. Do I have one handy? Let me look down here. I do have my well, is there? Yeah, there is a needle on it. Sometimes it's hard to have things close at hand all the time. Okay. So this has a little loop in it. And this is wax thread, so it's for my bookbinding. Okay, so let me come up. And then I think I'm just going to tie it in a knot and I'll cut it off. And that way, if somebody did want to take those off of there and use them on something else, they can. So that is the beginnings of my snippet roll. I tied a double knot there, so I think we're good. Let's cut that off and this off. Try to stick that through the Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, I'm wasting too much time on that. Just stick it inside. Didn't realize there was that much on there. Must have been all set up for another journal that I didn't do yet. Okay. So then the things you have left, you can just tuck them under, you know. See, I don't think I have anything going that way, and we can pull that up underneath there. I don't know what else I had in here. My glue, looking for my glue. Okay, that doesn't want to tear. So when that happens, I'll just pull some threads so it doesn't look so planned. Okay, and let's get this out of the way. Let's put that underneath this one over the top of that. That kind of stuck to that, and I don't want that to. So the button you could just glue down if you want. You don't have to use it. You don't have to put any of the metal pieces on there. What do I have on here? This had a, looks like roses, but it's kind of a velvety, so I don't know that this will even stay on there. Let's cut it. Probably gonna have to cut that. Well, my scissors don't like that at all, that's for sure. Okay, let's glue it on there. It doesn't cover too much of that up. Okay, so there we have the beginnings. Probably won't finish that up today because I need to go get some more stuff out, so I have more stuff to use. I didn't have any of my tchotchke stuff out, but I can do that. All right, so that's it for today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll put a video over here that you might be interested in. So go create something fun. Bye.